So I've done it all. I've been a beauty for it, got no return for it. What has worked for me and how I've done it, stay consistent. For those of you that are, and they're doing all this footage, they've spent you, not you rely on it.
Hello my darlings. So today I am just giving you a little taster session in one of the mechanical facials that I'll be teaching you in the Ultimate Facial Bundle course. So they all have their place in regards to the facial market. It's always been a big market because of social media, of course. It's expanded and we're able to teach different things, and I know aesthetics is a big deal, but there is a huge gap in the market that I've seen. And so I'm going to be teaching you from a professional point of view of somebody that's been doing facials for the last over 22, 23 years. So your setup, your client needs to be nice and warm. We can talk about couch setups. In fact, I talk about products and couch setups in my other videos on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. So always have your client covered up. Always have them remove all their jewellery, take their top half off, and have their nice comforting warm blanket, towels, etc., and make sure that they're comfortable. The next thing is to make sure that their hair is away from their face. Okay, so we're going to put her headband on, making sure it's nice and tight. And all my sets, as I've spoke to you before in previous videos, are all from Shein and Temu. Is that okay for you?
Yes, thank you.
And do you feel nice and comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
And then that's your check-in. Okay, you would have done your consultation. You would have spoken about your client's goals and how they want to meet those and how you're going to meet those. And remember your timeline. This is a radio frequency face tightening facial, so it's the non-surgical facelift. So this client has her facials done once a week. However, if it's a non-invasive facial, so a non-surgical facial, non-mechanical facial, you can space them out between 4 to 6 weeks. But of course, you have to know what skin type it is, and they're all the things that we'll be delving deeper in the actual course. Again, this is just a taster session for you all. So again, I won't go too much into it because it will be in the course. But your setup needs to be by your side. I always say to my students, if you're right-handed, you're going to work from the right side. If you're left-handed, you're going to work from the left side. So you need to make sure that you're not getting too much twisting, health and safety, and repetitive straining injuries. And make sure that everything is at hand. Okay, so we're going to start off with the first cleanse. I don't need to do a skin analysis or anything like that on this client. This is the Express Lunchtime Non-Surgical Facelift Facial. So I'll be taking you through the steps, but again, it's just a taster session. All right, so again, if this is also something that you've got at home, you might have your own facial machine at home. You might have just got one for Christmas. You'll know how to use it properly. All right, this is your first cleanse then. In the hands, prayer position, so we don't get all that horrible noise of squelching of products in our client's eyes. Starting with prayer position on the jawline, coming up, round by the nose, and swooping up to the centre of the forehead and down in that prayer position through the forehead. And you're going to repeat that 3 times. The main thing for your first cleanse is to introduce product to the client and start breaking down the enzymes of any makeup they have. If you were going to do a full facial, of course you would have removed all makeup first. Try not to lose contact from your client at any point, okay? Keep your hands always on the client. That little rocking motion from side to side along the jawline to the cheekbones, the zygomaticus. Thumb and index finger coming up and round through that jawline. Lots of debris on the chin, so we want to clear that up. We want to remember that first cleanse is just starting to break down the enzymes of products and residue on the face. Up, round by the neck, back into your effleurage, so that's your introduction movement, back to the temples. Swooping across the forehead, back into effleurage twice, resting at the temples, and again back round We use Eve Taylor products here in the salon. We love them because they're aromatherapy blended. We know the product, it's based in the UK, so it's all made within the UK. We don't have to worry about any chemicals from shipping, or to get our products delivered really, really quickly if we run out, anything like that, anything that the clients want to order. But that's my personal preference. Everybody has different ways of working with different products and products that they like. So again, just removing everything with that toner. All the aromatherapy smells and scents to do with this product are just lush. We love them. Coming up through the jawline, through the centre of the face, round the eye socket, up through the centre of the face and down to the temples and release. And we're going to go into our second cleanse. So your second cleanse now, you would have removed all your makeup. You would have broken down the enzymes on the top layer of the skin. That's your epidermis. That's what you're going to be working on. Prayer position at the top, same positions. This time, you're just going to start to use some circular movements, and I just tend to do those straight away just to get the product on the skin. And then I'll go into those introductory movements. So effleurage, 3 times. Going into that rocking from chin to cheekbone. Circular movements, index finger and thumb, just giving it that good scrubbing motion. You're going to use these sort of movements with your exfoliator as well. You can go across the lips as well, just to release any kind of dryness and exfoliate those lips. That top lip always gets neglected. People don't think to add moisture there. Up and down the side of the face. And again, you'll feel a lot of tension. So it's been a huge trend in lymphatic drainage, massaging with the face. I always tend to stimulate the skin to keep it warm, to keep it moving. It's all about cell renewal, about bringing that blood to the surface, and you'll feel lots of tension in the jaw here, so you can start to release that. Up, back through, good scrub between the cracks of the nose there, coming up through the nose, that nasal bone, and then circular movements round the forehead. Friction movements, again stimulating the skin, up those brows. And you will do this, if it's a luxury 60-minute facial, you will then map out your own times for this. But again, this is the express facial. Back into effleurage, coming up, round, and finish at the temples. Okay, so this time round, I'm going to be using the toner direct onto the flannels through the centre of the face, wiping away all that debris of the product that you've just put on, because now we've prepared the skin for the facial that this particular client is going to be having. So you can see from the beginning of the facial till now how much the skin has already changed. So we have stimulated blood flow. The nervous system within the face has started to shift energy. We've also stimulated the skin, which of course is going to produce and help that skin cell renewal as time goes on. You can see the skin is really nice and clean now. For radio frequency, non-surgical facelift, you're not going to steam and you're not going to exfoliate because you can damage the skin. And the reason for that is because the skin is delicate at that point, because you're going to go into extraction and things like that. This is not the facial you do that on. So we've prepared the skin ready to apply the protective conductive gel in order for us to use the electrical equipment. All right. So the conductive gel is in your bowl. Always use stainless steel or copper bowls if you can. Plastic ones are absolutely fine, but they're easier to clean. They're a lot more sterile. The plastic ones need to be put in dishwashers and steamed up, and they look awful over time, whereas these are so much better to clean. We're going to apply, like any mask, from the collarbone all the way upwards into the face, and this is the conductive jelly. to make sure you've got enough slip for whatever machine you're using, whatever head you're using. So radio frequency of the face, there's your LED lights, and the energy comes from these metal probes. Okay, I'm going to place one hand on her forehead, and I'm just going to let her know that we're starting with the radio frequency now. Okay, so we're going up and down on the face, making sure that you're going in the direction of the manufacturer's manual. You have to keep this moving all the time, and all your movements need to be upward motions. This is just working the jawline at the moment. And remember, radio frequency is all about skin tightening. So again, I'll be going deeper into this obviously in the actual course, but I've just given you a bit of a demonstration round the bottom of the face. Always follow your manufacturer's instructions. Always keep the wires away from the client's face. And the machinery is light, but it looks quite heavy. You don't want to add any pressure to the face, moving all the time with light strokes, light movement. You've got enough slip with the product. Radio frequency builds up a lot of heat along with the LED, so we need to make sure that we've constantly got it moving. I can feel the heat on the client's skin. She's moved up now to energy 8, so there's more energy going through the probe onto her skin. So circular movements, and I tend to work each movement for 1 minute. And we're going to go round again just to finish off. Remember, you're contouring with radio frequency. It is skin tightening, and you want to keep it moving all the time. So we're just on those last 25 seconds. Keeping it all to the muscular areas of the face. That lift movements in the eyebrows, and the draining movements around the fatty part of the eyes. You don't really want to go on the bone area, because what you're doing is you're draining, you're lifting. That's the whole point of this. First thing is just resting some tissue on the client's face, one side, wipe away, just removing all the residue of that conductor gel. Removing all that residue, just to touch, and removing the rest of that conductor gel from your client. So before any mask is applied, you want to do a bit of a massage. I'm going to go from the collarbone upwards, and this is where I will always do a lymphatic drainage facial massage every time. It's got to be lifting, and that is going to give, number one, that nice healthy glow. Number two, it's going to give that really nice finish to the facial, nice and calming for the client. Many different ways you can do a lymphatic drainage massage. We'll go deeper into it in the course. You're feeling for all that build up, those lumps, those bumps, same as any kind of massage, using the knuckles, and it's all through the lymphatic system. So we're draining everything away. Movement for about 3 to 6 movements at a time. Again, it's the express lunchtime facial, so we don't do it that much in this particular facial. In round, draining off into those lymph nodes. Swooping motions going across. You can do this your own self. I always do my own lymphatic facial massages. Everything is about lifting, opening up that eye socket, everything that I've worked, coming up round, pinching up through those eyebrows. And again, you can use your knuckles here where you can drain, come across and down, drain, come across and down. Lifting, lifting, lifting all the time. Using the thumbs to drain around the eye socket, into the temples there. And then the forehead, using those thumbs. And you can also use the knuckles to lift and drain, lift and drain. That's the whole point of it. So another great thing about using these bowls is it keeps everything nice and cool. So again, from the collarbone coming up 10 minutes. So what you could do is do a complimentary hand and arm massage for your client. You could do a complimentary head and scalp massage for your client while the mask is on. It's going to stay on for 10 minutes. And then you're going to remove it with your hot mitts, you're going to tone, and then you're going to moisturise. Always follow manufacturing instructions, always follow health and safety. And if you're interested in training with me, the link is down below, or you can just DM me and let me know what queries or questions you may have. But that is the Express Facial with the radio frequency non-surgical facelift put into it. Have a nice day.
So I've done it all. I've been a beauty for it, got no return for it. What has worked for me and how I've done it, consistent. For those of you that are, and they're doing all this footage, they've spent you, not you rely on it.